will see most of the human race killed off because it is unworthy. It is unworthy of the gift of life.
I don't care what society thinks. They're nothing anyway. They're no better than me.
Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
Have you ever thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated? Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them. See all this and more when you see on stage, in person, that crazy mix-up.
I like being set apart from people. I like to be hated.
Safe Word with Jason Rouse.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Hey, this is Jason Rouse, and welcome to the Safe Word podcast. I've got an old friend and a new friend here on the podcast tonight. My friend here,
Ron Josol. I've known him for 20 years.
And
Justin Rivera.
Justin
here
10 years ago
with me tonight. And I met you, Ron, at the Toronto Yuck Yucks.
Yeah, I remember the exact day you walked in, and you had purple hair, or blue hair.
What year is this?
97.
97.
And you walked, and you said, "Hey," and I'm like, "Hey." And after you had a skateboard, and then you're like, "How long have you been doing it for?" I go, "This is my second time," and you're like, "This is my 9th month."
Yeah,
because I think you started 9 months before me.
Yes.
Yeah.
How did you? Because I want to say that I met you through Gavin. Did you guys? Who did you have a relationship coming into?
My first friend was Gavin.
Yeah.
So Gavin, I met in Comedy Wood, which was.
I think Gavin was my first friend.
Probably he was most people's first friends, and then everybody's last friend. I met him the same time I met you. So I didn't even know Gavin well yet.
Yeah.
I saw you come in with a skateboard, and we just hit it off, me, you, Gavin, Steve Patterson, and we started doing all these one-nighters for $20 and chicken wings.
Yeah, those sound pretty good right about now. I could do, and Sarnia.
I went full circle. I just did a show for $20 and chicken wings here in LA.
Yeah, isn't it weird that I found myself in similar positions in Los Angeles that were very familiar the first 2 to 3 years of my comedy career.
Oh, what the fuck?
After I've put in 2 decades of experience.
Exactly.
I just did because they have a different system out here. They have open mics, which is sometimes you pay to go on, or you put your name in a hat.
Or friends, you have to bring friends.
You get two people, they got to pay to get in, buy 2 drinks. And how many times are your friends going to fall for that?
Right.
And then there's the book shows, which I would say they're open mics.
They're just a bit better.
Yeah, the quality of talent is a little more monitored.
Yeah.
But politics come into play. So you get a bunch of weak links on the show. See, that's what I loved about, places like the Comedy Store in London and just the comedy community in general in the UK and Ireland and Wales. Irish Republic, yeah. I made the mistake of doing that in Belfast.
See, I haven't been to Belfast, so I don't even know.
I luckily established the fact that I was Canadian before I made this very big faux pas.
Which is what?
Which is it's really nice to be here in the UK.
Oh, shoot.
Yes. And when I came off stage, I had no idea. I knew that the room had kind of taken a swerve, but I think there was such a pass with Canadians that if I would have told them I'm American or even English and it's nice to be in the UK, it could have turned into a riot.
So what would Belfast be considered?
It's the Irish Republic. It's not United Kingdom.
See, I didn't even know that. See,
I didn't know that either. Scared the shit out of me.
Our education didn't come from school. My education really came from stand-up comedy and traveling. Like, I didn't know shit about politics before stand-up. Culture. Yeah. All that stuff. We meet.
I remember the Mike Wilmot joke about him, hanging out with his Greek friends in Toronto and thinking mayonnaise was spicy. Right?
Yeah.
And, sorry to cut you off, but I totally, so much of my life experience and general education about people and everything under it has been from traveling in the comedy community.
Like when I went to Norway, you sent me all these places to go check out were amazing. All these statues.
Yeah, that park.
And I didn't know you were that cultured into that stuff.
I'm a bit of an art fag, Ron.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've always gravitated, regardless whether it was under the umbrella of an artistic
I am too.
expression, but I've always been attracted to things that people or
create,
put off by.
Yeah.
You know, if there's shit on the sidewalk, well, I don't want to get into that right now. My hobbies. Yeah. Can you smell my breath from here?
No. But full circle, same shit that we'd be doing. You know what's weird about LA living in here? And this is like what you probably know as well. This is working.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. You have to humble yourself because it's stars first.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Stars are first.
Is it stars?
Big management.
Business relationships.
Yeah.
And the politic aspect of it. You know, up and coming stars like people, Gerard Carmichael,
and then us,
yeah, and then the people that work at the clubs,
yes,
and then the people that have are handing out blowjobs with their assholes, and then we're just under blowjob asshole.
Well, it's so weird because we both got passed in Laugh Factory. Mm-hmm. Me 2009, you probably 2007 or whatever.
Yeah, I think the first year. It was fucked.
It was insane. Like
my father died on the way to my showcase.
Russell gave you $500.
Probably.
Yeah.
I did my showcase. I found my mother called me on the taxi ride to the Laugh Factory, so I just pushed all this fucking right down as far as I could. Did the show, and then Jamie was
Masada,
called me in the office, said he was interested in representing me and blah, blah, blah. And then I just fell apart. I said, my dad died. And he goes, when? And I go, an hour ago.
Holy shit.
He's going, what? But yeah, oddly enough, the Laugh Factory, I think, was more like the comedy scene that we had grown up in as far as the aesthetics of it.
Yeah.
The politics were
It was like a
different.
Yucks version.
Yeah.
Of Comedy Club compared to the Improv.
Yeah. I thought I'd be headlining there like twice a year. When I showed up in LA. Yeah. I've never headlined. I've gone last after Chappelle or Dane or after somebody's thrown a nail bomb in the room.
Oh, man.
And then I kind of shuffle up there. How's everyone doing tonight?
Yeah.
I could use one of your magic tricks so I'd have something to close on for a change.
He got kicked out of Laugh Factory.
What happened? You try and pull a career out of your ass?
It was weird because like Jamie has like this very limited memory. And,
for sure.
You know what I mean? So like
selective, we'll call it.
Selective. So the first time he saw me, and as soon as I got off stage, he's like, "Oh, that was great. I love it." We just started talking for like 10 minutes.
All three of us here.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Let's talk again." We exchanged information.
Mm-hmm. Call in, buddy.
Yeah. Next time I saw him, he's just like,
"Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, "Oh shit, I thought this is my chance."
I had to tell Jamie Masada that Manolis was in a motorcycle accident. Because he kept calling Masada buddy all the time. So Jamie gets in my face and says, what's with your fucking friend? And I had to make something up on the fly and say that Manolis was in a motorcycle. And that's why he's got some repetition with the buddy. But he doesn't know.
So this is how I think it sort of was for us. He'll give you the spots on the weekends, maybe more 12 o'clock midnight first. And if you don't have any TV, movies, or credits, or blow up in a certain way or get popular,
you get faded out.
You get faded out, and they have to bring the next person. So they give you a bit of a year or two.
And not only that, there's also another huge factor involved in that whole arc, whether or not you go into the mix of their matrix of their comedy club, or some man they fire the booker.
Yes. And then you're gone.
You're gone. You don't even exist
Were you
anymore.
there with Pam? Because Pam booked me originally.
Was she the Australian lady?
No.
I got banned from the Laugh Factory, too, for trying to book a show.
Oh, I heard about that. It went around.
It was fucked. Mike David was standing right next to me, and he said, what happened? I said, nothing. I just explained my idea, and then she pretty much stormed off in a huff and then called the club. And then Jamie calls me and goes, or no, not Jamie, Mike calls me and goes, you're banned. I'm going, what? I thought we had an agreement on an anti-Valentine's Day show. I was going to have like Brian Holtzman and maybe like Rick Shapiro, myself. It's just people with bad relationship experiences. And couples had to pay a certain price and single people would get in with it. I had this whole kind of thing that I was going to do, this kind of late night anti-Valentine. Anyway, I pitched the idea and it was met with hostility and anger and I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Like, what if we had to watch that or read that on a what do you call it? A stenographer, a transcript, and then you hand it around some sensible, intelligent Joes, and they go, what's the result here? I don't understand what the dialogue here doesn't make any sense. You're dealing with madness.
That's what it is. You really have to go understand
it's
everything.
It's an epidemic.
Well, you have to understand it without a logical point of view. It's all instinct. That's what runs everybody. It's an instinctual. We're all ants. We can make conscious decisions on certain things.
There's some paths that are familiar, but they're not maybe set up for you.
Yeah, like nothing makes any sense here. Yeah. Like I remember this one booker liked me, and for some reason I didn't do anything, and they stopped talking to me.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I have to accept that.
Yeah,
but
totally.
There's more
and you have to see them in public.
Okay.
It's very difficult when you have a rapport with somebody, and all of a sudden they take a hard left with no reason or not, and then you've got to see them.
Yeah,
where I grew up, people do something disrespectful or there's consequences.
Yeah,
public beatings. Is what happens in Hamilton. Yeah.
In Hamilton,
I left for that reason.
If you disrespect somebody in Hamilton, comic to comic, there will be a fight. Dan will punch you. What's that guy, Dan with the mustache?
Peters?
Yeah.
You're digging deep.
Because we were doing this open mic there. This is like a couple years ago.
Hamilton, by the way, is my hometown in Canada. It's about an hour outside of Toronto. 500,000 people. Steel mill and blood.
Blue collar.
Yeah. And, even though it's become a little more gentrified with the...
Yeah, for sure.
Because Toronto's too expensive, obviously.
It's in between Detroit... It's in between how Detroit used to be and Toronto. Like, it's right before Detroit turned, like, shit, or it's going to go good.
Brooklyn has a similar kind of timeline.
Sure.
I think they're about 30 years ahead as far as the development of the city and stuff.
There's a kid, Zach, was on stage, and he
McDonald.
He was like, because your hair, just like your haircut, Dan, and it was a funny joke, and it wasn't even bad, but me, Gavin, and all the other comics just went, ooh, Dan, overdid it, and Dan just came out straight and knocked him out.
He punched the kid.
Yeah. The kid's on the floor, and there's no more open mic there forever. After 5 years. The owner said, we're not having comedy here anymore.
Yeah.
And so that
happened to that other kid from Hamilton where he was running an open mic and one of the owners headbutted him.
Oh, Jesus.
Who's that? He's very funny. The kid, he just moved to Vancouver.
Mace?
Yeah. Mace Gololi.
The sad part about Hamilton, and we won't talk too much about it because it makes me sick, is they destroy themselves.
We'll get into Markham in a minute.
Yeah, they destroy themselves.
Yeah.
They don't want to be connected to Toronto. There are a bunch of people that have their own scene and they're funny, but they have destroyed their scene by punching people in the face.
Yeah.
It's just...
That's the Hamilton mentality, and that's why I left in 93. It was escalating to more gun violence, and the public... beatings where people were starting to end up in the hospitals and stuff. Yeah.
If you're not doing anything on a Friday night, go to Hess Village.
Get a good stabbing.
You'll see a great live pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's great. They're good, right?
Yeah.
And completely unskilled. Actually, some of the kids are
doing MMA now.
They're getting you get kids in their 20s that weigh 140
and
pounds.
Girls, they
will fight and fuck you at the same time.
It's unreal. It's nothing like anywhere in Canada. Like there's nothing like
Canada.
If you went to Hamilton, like Paul, one of my friends Paul Bay, who's from Vancouver.
I know Paul Bay.
He went to Hamilton once because Yuck Yucks booked him to Middle at the club, and after he got surrounded, and he's a Muay Thai kickboxer.
Oh, he can handle himself.
Yeah, so he fought 4 people.
Yeah,
and he goes
at a comedy gig.
Yeah,
that's what it's. Have you ever seen the movie Fury Road?
It's like
with Mad Max. It's like Mad Max.
Yeah. It's crazy. When I used to go there with Gavin and hang out with you kind of protected us.
I had a reputation and some friends. Yeah.
So we didn't see it. We were just
people stayed away.
Yeah,
because they know that if they want to, all those guys were crazy psychos anyway. So they were just happy to be around people that were from the outside and show
You have to be
business or
tough
something.
if you live there. Stan Thompson got stabbed in the throat.
Yeah, he gets stabbed 6 times.
In the throat, and his voice got better because he had a word. His voice.
He's a smoker.
This is how his voice used to be. Hey, you guys, come on, let's go over.
Yeah, come over here and suck my dick.
Yeah, and he got stabbed in the throat 6 times.
And now he sings in the Canadian.
He's
film.
like, hey guys, what's? He sounds so much better.
I don't know.
At least stabbed him in the right area.
Yeah, he got like 50 stitches. The guy opened up his neck, and you know why? Because he was in a like a 7-Eleven or like a variety store.
Talking about the girl's outfits,
and it mentioned her made probably something very condescending remark about her tattoos and her attire. And clearly, this girl had nothing to lose. Went and told her boyfriend, like, my boyfriend's going to kill you. And then he comes back and tries to stab in the middle of the day on the street, gets out of a car and starts fucking knifing him
in the neck.
So all these fights aren't comics. They're like people,
citizens
of Hamilton.
The citizens are animals.
These comics, like Stan Thompson, he's an old school comic who when he used to MC and riff, right? He would do it after the show in places you shouldn't be riffing. As like he still kept the persona as MC while we're in an alley and there's fucking people shooting up. Look at this guy and we're like, hey, we're not on stage. This guy will stab you. He's like, what? Like, He just keeps talking
They don't know
shit.
you. They don't know you.
Like, you just cut it off. The show's done. You don't try to riff with the regular people with no fucking protection.
You know that's the I think we've all had, probably me more than most, is where you're so submersed into your idea of yourself, regardless where you go and what environment you're in. You're trying to push that persona that you get because it makes you feel good because it's something that you've acquired for performance, and you get that wash of I don't know, love.
Yeah, then you
maybe I don't know.
You do it outside the stage, which is it's dangerous to do that.
Totally,
because guys will be threatened by you first of all. And stab you in the neck.
And you know, Hamilton's like, what are you jumping, or what are you brought? You want attention? I'll give you fucking attention. Whack!
I didn't know
I'm
that.
On a date with my girlfriend.
Remember the time you got gun butted?
No, I didn't get hit with a gun, but you talking about why I moved to Vancouver?
Yeah.
I didn't get hit with a gun. Friends of mine, there was a gun pulled, and there was blood everywhere.
Oh, right, yeah.
There was blood. My kitchen had a pool of blood on it from my friend's broken nose. He had when the guy punched him in the face, and then the guy pulled out a gun in my kitchen. There was so much blood pouring out of his nose, it was running over his fingers down his face. And my friend is threatening these guys. You guys are done.
So you could have been a gangster in some level if you didn't find comedy.
No, I was never wired for it. You know what I mean? I didn't have that much. My internal, I saw what most of those guys are done.
I know.
You know what I mean? Most of those guys are done. Some of them were, professional athletes.
Vince Poole got out,
Yeah, I haven't talked to him in ages.
He became like a bodyguard, and he got jobs.
Possibly, I don't know.
But he used to beat up people a lot.
Yeah, I seen him beat up a lot of people. I saw him get beat up once by my friend, and that's how we all became friends.
Really?
Yeah,
so that's how Hamilton makes friends.
Yeah, if you get usually, and then
in Markham we give trading cards of X-Men to each other.
It's like a respect gunfighter. Everyone knew who the toughest street fighters were, and from different parts of the cities, they'd run into each other at parties. You've been working out, Ron, or you've been shining shoes at the?
I've been punching the bags.
Yeah, it looks like that. You got athlete's foot on your knuckles.
They're calluses. That's what happens when you punch shit.
This is like the best shape you've ever been in.
Yeah, I used to be fat. You used to make fun of me a lot. I used to make fun of your teeth.
Yeah, I know. I got them fixed, and you got an ab roller, so we're back to zero.
He used to make fun of me, and I used to fight back. He'd be like,
I wasn't
malicious. It was fun. And you'd make fun of me because you have more chins than Chinatown. and I'm like, this is before it was a hack joke. And then after I was like, and I said something like really bad, like, oh, your teeth look like the teeth on the roast pig that they sell at the Chinese barbecue. And then you're like, touche. And I'm like, no, toothbrush. And like, my
teeth were clean, but they were jacked.
It was fucked up. Like if you bit into an apple, it
looked like someone stepped on it with a golf.
It would look like a letter S or something.
Yeah, that had a lot of, but I used some of that Comedy Now money. Actually, there's a weird story with my teeth. I remember when we were working out of the Young and Eglinton Yuck Yucks,
Yeah.
Ed Pollock, a friend of ours.
Oh, yeah.
I think when Ron was making fun of my teeth, and then I'd done a thing on Star TV, and they did a really close up of my face, and then I looked at the snaggletooth, buddy. They were fucked. The bottom were all Beetlejuiced out, and used to do a very convincing Mr. Burns impression because my overbite was so prominent. And so Ed I said, well, he was a dental surgeon, and he said, I go, well, who can fix this shit? And he goes, there's a great orthodontist and a friend of mine, Dr. Metaxas, up at Young and Eglinton. I went into his office and I said, I'm looking to get braces. I was referred to you by a mutual friend of ours, Ed Pollock. And he's like, oh, Dr. Pollock. How is Dr. Pollock?
Wow.
And I was like, he committed suicide like a year ago or a couple of years ago. And he was like, oh, no. It was very a weird situation. But anyway, a year and a half later, and maybe about $5,000, $6,000.
That's how much you got for comedy now?
No. That's what my teeth cost me.
Oh, okay.
Comedy now it was half. I think I
got $3,000.
I think I got $2,500.
Yes.
You were 2,000 in.
I got.
This is a 1 hour TV special. So this is like 1,500 Canadian.
I couldn't
and they
hit the hour
on it.
Because I did as much time as they said. Look, if you can't do 40, if you had to do the hour, you need 40 minutes.
Ron had a great
7,
a block of material, but it was so good they assumed that he could just pull the rest of it out of his ass.
Yeah.
So, and I know that you have a very rhythmic kind of approach to comedy. And when you're forced to improvise and
it loses
ad-lib, the structure of it kind of lumps.
Yeah, so they gave me the 21 minute, which was, a 30-minute special. You got the hour, you did 40, but you always did more time than anybody. You can just stay on stage and enjoy yourself. And they would enjoy it with you.
Yes.
Without even material. You just enjoyed being on stage.
Yeah.
Where I was just too scared, and I had to have material to enjoy myself.
Well, I have a charisma or a relationship with an audience that allows me to which has been a gift and a curse in some ways. My skills with the
natural improv,
improvising and ad libs and restructuring things on the fly is been like a crutch in some cases.
Right.
I could be pushed out of a helicopter into any
country and do well,
and in English and do a respectable hour. But from a comedic and artistic perspective, if I had to look at that and as some sort of transcribe, and I think you also adopted a lot of the work ethic and things that me and Gavin and Steve and Patterson and stuff, because you were kind of a little bit behind, but you were like, okay, these are assassins. I'll apply some of the work habits.
Yeah, and for me, I'm pretty much opposite of you. I'm less improv-y and I do it a lot now because it's 20 years in the game. But starting off in my first 10 years, it was material based. Even Dan Dunn was like, if you just talk to the audience a bit and then do a joke, you'd connect with them a little more. And I'm like, I should have listened to Dan back then, but I didn't because he was a crackhead. But I look back and I'm like, he had something to say.
Yeah, we all know Dan Dunn, a very funny, troubled quote comedian truck driver.
Yeah, and he's back now.
Brilliant. Yeah, I saw him last time I was in town.
That's awesome.
He lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, and he shaved his hair shorter.
Yeah, he lives in like an old camper.
Oh,
but
cool.
comedy in Canada. So now we're here in Los Angeles.
Yes.
Are you from?
Yeah, I'm not too like 40 minutes from.
Oh, you grew up around here.
Yeah.
Did you know Ron years ago? I'm assuming the Filipino comedy community is 20 deep. Of respectable, I'm talking about my ass.
I don't know, maybe like
10
to 15, around there.
Yeah,
I met Justin at a improv. It was Edwin San Juan had a show there. Called Slant Ed.
Yeah,
and then
I tell people about that in Europe, and they're like, "Slanted." Isn't that kind of
racist?
America loves racism.
They love the worse the better.
Could you yellow face it up a little more?
Yeah. Totally. And
blatantly.
And that was like 10 years ago, I would think. Like 2009 or 2008.
2007.
Okay, so it was 10 years ago. So he was a guy that could never get stage time, so he hung out there.
Yeah.
And then eventually you hang out enough and people throw you on.
Yeah.
You know, and he's a magician that became kind of an anti-magician because he got ousted from the
Community?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, I wasn't the best magician, but I thought I was the funniest. Like, because magicians are like 1% of them are actually funny.
Yes,
You
they've
know
got
what I
the
mean?
mechanics of the magic down, but there's not much
Sense of
around
humor
the show.
or timing or whatever. So I just realized I was funnier than the other 99% of magicians. I just started going to the comedy route. And then, I just started hanging around in the slanted comedy shows just because they would give me stage time and to hang around. Actually, I went to all the shows just to like watch and actual stand-ups.
Yeah.
And that's what I met Ron. We're just hanging outside of the Melrose Improv. And then, 10 years later, we're pretty much comedy bros.
Chicken wings and open mics now.
$20 later. And but the cool thing was they didn't have this in Canada. So any kind of genre of comedy or special, a subculture, they would have a show for you. Like Gavin Stevens, very alty, nerd black kind of guy. And I'm like, dude, why are you wasting your time? I'm surprised you didn't shoot yourself in the head yet. I told him this. He's like, why? I go, there's not enough venues for you in Canada for you to stand out because they either want you to do just a stereotypical black thing.
Yeah.
Why don't you come to America where there is genres of shows for you? Alt scene's huge, but
we don't have girlfriends.
That's the same.
We don't have pets. We don't have plants. We don't have blankets.
That's true. I live like a samurai. I'm like a nomad.
Yeah.
I really am. I stay at his house. I have a place I stay at my cousin's in Irvine, but it's Irvine.
But you're not looking to get comfortable.
No.
So why, there's no point of getting settled in.
Until you get, what are we looking for then?
Huh?
What are we looking for if we want to settle?
I can't. Well, then you settle and your muse dissipates and you die.
Okay, say you get some TV show, whether it's TV or internet or movie, you get $1 million, $2 million a year. That's what you get. Would you buy a place or would you still drift around the city?
Oh yeah. I'm going to build a cabin in New Brunswick.
Oh really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you going to live there?
Yeah.
Like now?
No.
If you made money.
I'm going to build this cabin.
Like this is real.
My childhood friend from high school.
Manolis?
No. My friend John Shepard, near North Log Home Building Company. He's I've been looking at properties and stuff, and my family's from about a half hour from Moncton.
Wow, so you keep making fun of Moncton.
Well, it's the Moncton, the word Moncton. It's a funny word.
Yeah.
Like Regina or Saskatoon. I think it's the syllable aspect of it. It adds comedic.
Are you actually going to move in there for the rest of your life?
Eventually.
Not now.
No, I probably live there maybe 6 months out of the year.
Okay, but you keep coming back
and then
here.
I'll be here for what's necessary.
Yeah, that's
my
right.
green card. I can apply for citizenship this year, but I'm going to renew. I have to be in the States, as you know, for 6 months out of a year to keep that active, and which I do. I want to be able to be in California. When it's cold everywhere else, which coincidentally is January, February, March.
And this is what's cool.
So I can allow myself to chase the rest of the world.
That's great
half
because
of the year.
you love LA regardless of making it or making money or not.
I enjoy the lifestyle.
Yeah.
After living in London in a very densely populated and just trains, planes, and automobiles, like I worked, 6 days a week for 5 years in a dozen different countries. And then moving to New York that year, the big snowstorm happened maybe about 7 years ago.
You're done with the weather.
And I was like, fuck this. And being in, Europe in the colder seasons, I just got over the snow.
Yeah. I think that's the exact same thing with me. I love the lifestyle here. I love the weather. I don't ever care about moving back home. I love my family.
Wherever this journey might take you from here. You're not moving back to Toronto.
No. And it always has to be going up, and not even my money or whatever. It has to be new and has to be constantly changing.
Stimulating.
New. Yeah, because there's only so much I can do in Canada now. They're not going to give me a sitcom. I've never been the actor I'm always been a stand-up, and Just for Laughs is great. They've given me every 2 years something. But I have to just stay here. And if nothing happens, whatever. At least I tried. But
no regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets.
I lived here. I put it all down. I rolled my dice. And if something happens, then I'm happy. And if nothing happens, I'm happy.
Yes.
And I'm okay with that.
Totally. We've already made it.
I'm happy.
We've already made it.
I only need to spend $2,000 a month on my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can make more than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're like I said, your costs.
Uber. No, I'm joking.
The wife and the kids and all those costs.
You were about to get married.
I was a couple of years. I've been engaged once and almost married 3 times, I think.
Oh, man.
Yeah. The last time was 2 years ago.
And what stopped it?
Her cunt.
Whoa. Is it that?
Not the one she pisses out of, the one she talked out of.
Oh, okay. I heard she was really nice, though. She had a rich family.
Which one? Oh, no. That was a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
The last one was, what was, it was terrible.
Wait, so do you bang as much as you used to?
Not in this town.
How
No
come?
one fucks me in this
How come?
town. Look at me. I'm not famous. I don't dress the part. I don't talk the part. I'm not a conformist
But how did you
mentality.
get the one in the bedroom in there?
Kidnapped.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is on tape.
There's I got a 13-year-old boy chained to a radiator. Is it radiator or radiator? I like radiator.
Raiders. You're chained a boy to the Raiders?
Is that a football team?
I think so.
That's a big deal out here. You don't follow sports.
No, I only follow mixed martial arts and boxing.
None of our
No, we're not into sports.
Russell, forget it.
Yeah.
No sports there.
Yeah, Canadians are into hockey and maybe baseball and basketball, but we're not fanatics the way the U.S. is.
And then there's the bandwagon World Cup. Football, soccer shit.
I watch fighting sports and that's it.
I hung out with, speaking of fighting, Josh Barnett in Sweden.
Oh, no way. He's awesome, man.
He's very cool.
He has a good podcast in Vegas. Oh, no, that's another guy. But the blonde, tall guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the originals, and he still fights.
Yeah.
He has some crazy stories with Joe Rogan, how when you're a trained killer assassin without weapons, you see all the other people that are alphas.
Oh, you recognize a gun recognizes a gun.
Yeah, and he talks about he loves to make those alphas into betas.
He's the total crusher.
Yeah. And he talks stories. He goes to these metal parties and bands.
Yeah. We met up at metal shows in Sweden. He happened to be in time. The Haunted.
Because he talks about he goes
big metalhead.
Yeah, big metalhead.
Big metalhead.
And then he'll see a metal dude that's like alpha, and he'll look at him.
He's a fat guy in an Iron Maiden shirt, trying to be a tough guy.
But even the big dudes, and then he'll look at these guys in the eyes because they'll try to fight him or whatever. They're on something
psychologically,
and he goes 90%. Even the alphas will see that I'm not. They feel
smart ones.
Yeah,
the guys that have legitimately been in proper fights.
Yeah, that
are in the know. But then you add alcohol and drugs to that, and some of those sensibilities go.
Well, he was like saying, like it's like this: if you meet a comic, you know, in some level, without their act yet, how good they are.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
I'm like, you talk to me.
I've called that as they're walking the stage.
Yes,
I go, that person's about to bomb.
Yeah.
Right? But they're all dressed nice and they're smiling. They're clearly confident.
And they have a martini glass. Oh, that's why. Why are they dressed in a suit?
Yeah. It's completely fabricated. I see some people that have really, are studied the craft from the point of like a microscope and then labeled and connected all the dots and built this kind of persona which they think the industry
but no
wants.
organicness.
Yeah,
probably.
It's not very disingenuous, but very at a glance. Wow, that was great.
Yeah,
it's not really.
It's not great after the fourth time you see them. Sometimes when you meet somebody that's in the green room, because this person has too much attitude. There's
overcompensation for lack of ability.
And then there's some really good comics that are just assholes, but they're just assholes.
That's like an epidemic here where you have somebody that has a massive mailing list and a huge following. And I'm like, this guy must be amazing.
Yeah.
He's hosting the show and the person comes out and they're brutal.
Yeah.
They're brutal. They're brutal. They're on-air radio personality.
Yeah.
It turns out, or a Vine person or a social media star that has a massive following, and they're just eating it out of their hand. It's odd. But enough about this Bermuda Triangle. We're here because we want to be here.
Yes.
We're not forced to be here. I've worked very hard or to acquire the legal documents to get away from
getting my green
healthcare.
card. I've been doing O1 visas for 10 years out here.
Yeah.
My cousin is an immigration lawyer, so now I'm actually getting my green card in the new year.
Awesome.
So once you get one of those, I bet there's so much stress that's lifted off your back.
Yeah.
Once you get your green card.
But with the so much unrest around the world, a fucking one news bulletin, and it's like it could be get out Canada.
Yeah, I know.
Or
so get it quick.
Forget it. You know, I think until you have a U.S. passport, you're really not out of the clear.
Yeah,
you're not. You have to really be a citizen, and then you're kind of a familiar, friendly. But American friendly, we'll call it. But there's, you know how this the world, the news.
Yeah,
it's fucked up. I just want to tell dick jokes.
Oh man,
and fuck around and you know do the best that I can do in that, but it's making it very difficult to travel.
Yeah, what countries do you love to go visit? What
Africa?
Really?
South Africa is that first experience. I think I found an old piece of jewelry that I bought at a market there, and it was 2003. It was the first time.
You did the Johannesburg Fest?
No, I did an early festival show in Durban at the
with Bobby Lee, right? You did Bobby
No,
Lee?
we did. Me and Bobby did Johannesburg together.
Okay,
Yeah.
He told me that's when he met you. He was like, I never met the devil before, but I've actually met him.
I met Bobby in 2001.
Oh, he probably didn't remember.
No, he remembers. We've talked about it. Bobby and I are actually, relatively close.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've known him for a long time, and he's a lunatic. Bobby is a nut.
He has to be. To do well in this industry, you have to be a little nuts.
Bobby's also, kind of first in that he's crossed over to so many different things.
Unbelievable. You don't see him as an Asian comic.
No,
you see him as Bobby Lee.
Yeah, Bobby Lee is Bobby Lee.
Yeah,
Bobby Lee
and most comics that are Asian. They're not a lot, first of all. It's hard to cross over to the point where you don't see them as an Asian comic.
Sure.
Where Bobby, he looks fucking crazy.
Richard Pryor, whatever minorities in the stand-up realm, it's the talent transcends race and religion and the experience of the comedian and the audience. Yeah. All the other nonsense, the white noise of life just falls by the wayside. That's the perfect storm.
Yeah, and that's also like when I started in Toronto. I was not even the first Filipino or Asian. Welby Santos started before me. But that's like
Welby.
That's like saying Welby is so amazingly crazy.
Yeah, I love Welby. He's my homeboy.
I can't stop laughing when I hang out with him. I just cannot. Adam Hunter is his close friend.
Yeah.
And when he came out here, I was walking out with him.
Yeah, we're hanging out with him. Yeah, he went to his wedding.
Oh, yeah. He went to his wedding. But
I didn't.
He did.
I wasn't. I've known Hunter longer, and Santos gets invited. And
Yeah. And but even before that, we came here in 2001, and we went to Compton because we had a Filipino. We knew a Filipino.
Is
guy
this the Cool Herc thing?
No, it is not.
That was New York.
That was New York.
But you had some crazy. Because I remember you come back and you were like explaining I didn't know the crossover between the Latino and the Filipino community.
Yeah.
That there's some sort of boat in a history there.
Yeah.
So I remember you saying because there's no, I don't know. Latino,
how do you remember that? Because that's true. Like that, I remember coming back from New York telling you all this stuff.
I don't talk very much, but when I do,
you do remember stuff. I have a good memory.
Sometimes selective memory.
Yeah, because that was pretty crazy. I had to pretend it was Puerto Rican because Cool Herm, his real name is Herman. Yeah. It was like just pretend you're Puerto Rican because you're gonna get beat up if they think you're Asian. I'm like, what? Like, just do it.
Can you imagine somebody putting that in your head before you're going? Listen, we need a little race trading right now.
Yeah.
You need to turn your flag around so we don't all get shot.
You know, Yikes made me do a native Indian reserve and told me just to pretend I was Indian.
How disrespectful.
$800 I did it, dude.
And you pretended you're Indian?
I just didn't say I was Filipino. I said I was from the Cree. Like I heard there was Crees there, so I said it was Cree. And then some girl in the back was like, bullshit.
Yeah.
They know.
Pregnant.
Yeah.
Didn't you get in like some crazy fight on the reservation with some girl or something like that? Or? Did you get in some crazy fight with I remember you told me some story about some native girl and like.
Yes.
What? Yeah.
So what happened was we were doing casino in Saskatoon.
Oh, you bragger!
Yeah.
A native casino in Saskatoon.
So the girl that was driving us from the casino, again, it was minus 50. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Yeah. But you could spit in the air and it freezes and it falls into.
Yeah, and that ain't a joke because I've been into minus 40, and that was unbearable.
It was minus 50. So this girl was picking us up after the show and bringing us to the hotel. So it was only me left because I was there gambling. And she's like, "Do you mind if we make a stop? I'm just gonna go grab something from my friend's house." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So we go to the reserves.
How long was the drive to the reserve?
20, 30 minutes.
Shit.
It was getting colder. I saw the temperature dropping more.
Like when we ran out of gas.
Oh my God.
We'll come back to that. But
that was one of the scariest days. And then so she goes to a house and it's a party. And they're all native. And they're all talking a bit of Ojibwe, whatever.
Yeah, slang.
Yeah, and I didn't, and I go, "And what are we doing here?" And she says, "Just chill." And and then her ex-boyfriend comes in from a pickup truck and was like, "Oh yeah? You fucking here with this dude? You want to fuck?" And he goes, "And you cut your hair? You're not fucking real native?"
No.
Yeah. And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "I'm gonna get my fucking gun." He leaves.
Oh no.
She's like,
"You're by yourself?"
With this girl. And she's like, "Fuck." She grabs me.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That was her response.
Yeah.
You're gonna die, motherfucker.
She wanted to piss him off.
No.
Yeah, so we jumped in her car.
Did she have any idea of your martial arts background? Did you reveal any of that?
She just knew that a bullet couldn't be armbarred.
Yeah.
And then and so and then we drove to her grandmother's house and her grandmother was there and we saw this guy circling, waiting for me to come out. And after that he stopped and she's like, and then the grandmother goes, "I won't let you leave.
Yeah.
Unless you buy at least $40 of weed from me."
What?
And
it was a shakedown.
Yeah. And I go, "I can't." He's like, "I'll call the guy right now." I went, "What?" So I spent $40.
Where's the promoter?
Oh, he was with these hookers. He tried to get us these hookers, and so we drove to a corner where they're all dressed up in snow gear.
Yeah.
Like snow clothes. And you couldn't see their faces.
Yeah, Mark Walker does a joke about them talking through their ski masks. "Hey, you want to feel like a man again?"
Yeah, they gave us a small album of what they looked like naked.
No.
Yeah.
Like a picture book.
Yeah.
For perverts.
Because you can't see them. It's too cold.
Wait till they find out about the internet and my free cams. These bitches are going to be making some real bank with a hairbrush in their pussy.
This is like 20 years ago almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after I had to pay $40. And then after she let me go, and then they dropped me back. So it was probably a scam or something. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, shakedown.
Yeah, but that was a weird story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Going back to Welby, like you have like 20, 30 minutes of like Welby stories, man. Like,
yeah,
hey,
Welby
when I met Welby, I go. The first thing I said to him was, "You need to get the fuck out of here."
Yeah,
but obviously he's
stuck in a weird position where his dad is sick and he has to take care of his dad.
Sure.
But his whole life is kind of messed up. Here's a weird example. When his brother is 7, when his brother was 7, he was 6. They both woke up on Christmas morning and they ran down under the tree. And Grubby opened up his gift from Santa.
Dead puppy.
No, it was.
Hold on, let me get my cock out.
It was a gun. It was like one of those phaser guns. And after he looked at his brother, who was actually crying in the mirror, and he's like, "Why are you crying?" He's like, "You got your gift." And they're like, "Well, what did you ask for?" "I wanted to be a white girl."
Oh no! Yeah. Again? He asks every year for that.
He's in Korea. He's a white girl now.
Is he a white girl?
Yeah, he got a nose job. He got his dick, whatever.
Why did you start with nose job as far as making the transition like that? Oh, you change the nose and then the pussy kind of grows in.
Yeah, he's a woman now.
Cool.
He got his wish.
Did not know that.
I could use a wish. Who? But that's not a wish. It's something he did to himself with a pizza cutter and a wood burning kit.
No.
I'm thinking about making my asshole into a pussy because it seems if you suck people off or fuck them in this town against your will, which it would be, I'd face the wall. You get a movie deal or something.
That's true.
Everybody. Well, this has been in the news. We're talking about sex. Louis C.K.
Right, Louis C.K.
pulling his horn out. In front
Okay,
of his coworkers.
but you've done that. Like
I know. I was thinking about. I was going through a lot of this when it came out. I've had my dick out
so many times.
hours,
Dude,
hours of the day.
You used to take your dick out, put a vice grip on it, put 3 matches, light it on fire.
Yeah.
The whole room should have fucking charged you.
Yes. Mark called me once. He says you can't lay on people naked, and I go, oh, that sucks. He goes, well, yeah, it does because that lady and those guys you laid across were cops. They're not angry, but it's a health issue. I got my greasy asshole. I laid on these cops naked, and told them, I said something like, "Look at me, I'm an artist. There's nothing you can do." Yeah. I climbed in the audience. And
I met this girl.
Oh God, here we go. Barnacle Bill.
No, I met this girl
Where?
In Toronto. I drove her to. We went out. It was just nothing happened, and we're talking about comics. He's like, "Oh, yeah, I met Jason. I know Jason." Because we went on a date once, and we're driving to some restaurant or some club, and then I looked over, and he was jerking off.
Well,
and on her dashboard.
On her dashboard.
Yeah, that was your first date.
No, I've pulled my cock out on a date, but not a first date.
It must have been first or second. Sarah or some.
You're talking about 300 vaginas ago, at least.
It was 247.
247 vaginas ago.
Tell her to walk around. Anyways, so wait.
I never jerked off on the dashboard.
Okay.
I'm not that deviant.
Okay, so do you think what Louis C.K. did was okay?
I've never done that in a professional.
Nobody. There's no. He apologized for what he's done. Obviously, he's a man of power compared to his openers. And if they're female, who knows what a female thinks of? That's a new comic. Whether they should run out or scream or call it or enjoy it. Like what do they think? We have to. I want to hear what these girls have to say. Maybe it's already out and how they're distraught. But I know some girls that told me they would love that to happen to them.
Yeah, there's a lot of twisted bitches out there. I've overcompensate. For is that the Jonestown massacre guy?
No, this is Jose Rizal, a very famous Filipino. What was he?
He was known for
my ADD. Anyway, back to that.
We don't even know our history.
It's in Spanish.
Okay,
perfect. Let's get back to date rape.
Right. I know people that have pulled their cocks out and jerked off while the girls enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But they could also...
Have you been reading my diary?
No, this is... who's that guy that...
Jack Norman?
No, he's from Hamilton. Johnny Monroe.
Yes.
He's done it.
He pulled out his cock?
You guys were wrestling naked once on Christmas.
We did. We wrestled naked.
That was weird.
And...
why did you guys do that again?
I think it was we're trying to up each other.
Yeah, and his girlfriend Jessica was really cute. She was 16, but she was the
one he had
waitress.
The baby with?
The waitress. She used to work as a waitress at Yuck Yucks.
I don't know.
A little goth girl.
What do you mean up each other? Like one up each other?
Yeah, it's like it's like you're gonna eat shit. I'll eat all the shit.
Okay.
Yeah, you and Boomer were the worst of that.
Me and Boomer were like our poo.
He gave Boomer a I miss you card from Hallmark, and he opened it, and it was dog shit in there. And then he pushed it, and it went in Boomer's face. And Boomer chased him down Queen Street and beat the shit out of Jason.
No, he gave me a gotchi pull.
Yeah, his red underwear.
This is the famous Boomer picture. Have you seen this?
No.
The Gaper?
Oh yeah. I don't want to see that. You sent it to everybody.
Like with your asshole.
No.
I can't remember.
It's my buddy's asshole.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he can pick up hot dogs without bending his knees. You've never seen Boomer's asshole?
Yeah, he sat on your face
Yeah, he did.
on Queen Street.
I think
he
I
put
got-
dog shit on his nose.
He's got pinworms too.
Yeah, but Ben Miner filmed it, so that's for the video. It was hilarious. We watch it like once a year.
Does he have the video?
Yes, we chased you down while Boomer was chasing. It was after the Rivoli, and he got you to the
You
ground.
got a better memory than I do.
Sat on your face. Your nose was in his asshole for at least 30 seconds.
I don't know about that.
Dude, we have it on video.
You have it on video?
Ben Marner. Call him right now.
I'm not calling Ben right now.
Well, I'll get the video from him, and we'll watch it while eating chips or something.
Can we use what is it, hummus or Nutella?
I'm allergic to it, but you could have it.
You can't eat hummus?
Peanuts, peas, chickpeas, soy, lentil I can't have.
How do you find out after the fact?
Well, I passed out as a kid.
Your
eating those
throat
things.
swells up?
Well, one time I had lentil soup when I thought it was chicken soup.
I love lentil soup.
One
of my favorites.
Yeah, so I downed it. It was a cup. And it was after a show at 10 p.m. I woke up 7 p.m. the next day.
Would you have slip into some sort of diabetic coma or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. Or it was a shock, yeah. All my organs seized up and I couldn't.
Did you get diarrhea?
I woke up with a beard.
A beard?
Yeah. But,
And your clothes were out of style?
you know who tried to kill himself?
Oh, God, here we go.
Rasul-
you got any more poems?
Listen, you know Rasul Samji?
Yeah.
So he got caught drinking and driving, DUIs 2 times.
He's a boy?
You know Rasul?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, and then so...
We used to make fun of him so bad at the groundhog.
Oh, my God.
Well, I got videotapes of that.
Dude,
Yeah.
are you fucking kidding me?
So Russell Sanji tried to kill himself?
Yeah, so his wife left him, his family disowned him, so he takes a bottle.
He had some problems with the police, I think.
Yeah. So he takes a whole
He's a
bottle.
very small man.
He's 4'8",
Maybe 100 pounds?
less than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, huge cock. Weird.
Is he?
Apparently, it's like a 7.
Nice. Wide. It's only an inch tall, but it's 7 wide.
Yeah,
Feet.
it's
by
like
the
a
way.
hot dog sideways on your car. So he
Looks
takes
like an
a
elephant's ear with a piss hole in it.
So he takes a bottle of sleeping pills, drinks a bottle of vodka,
Yeah.
lies on the floor, closes his eyes.
What is he, a chick?
No,
Who does it with pills? Hang yourself like a grown man.
He's Muslim. And so he wakes up 3 days later, fully refreshed.
He had a good sleep.
He had the best sleep of his life.
4 days later?
Yeah.
And he woke up?
Yeah.
He must have shit himself at least a couple times. Because you're... Yeah.
He said that he thought he was dead he looked at the fucking calendar, the clock. He's like 4 days he was out, and he was like,
He was in a holding cell for 4 days.
and he was pissed. He couldn't. He sucks in comedy, and he can't even kill himself.
I haven't seen that kid in a decade.
Guess who's outside of my car?
And let's bring him
Come
in.
in.
This is your live.
Hey, boy.
When was the last time you were back
Sorry.
in the Canada?
Last time I was there was a month ago. I had
Oh, you in the West Coast?
No, I was in Toronto doing a couple one-nighters. Montreal, that's right. I was in Montreal and I did a couple one-nighters before that.
What club do you do in Montreal?
It's a Comedy Works used to pay a flat amount. Now they do door deals, so you have to market it yourself.
So you have to be a promoter.
I lost 5,000.
5,000?
No, the guy I dealt with was an idiot. So, anyways,
He didn't push ticket or promote. Yeah, yeah.
No,
yeah.
the
I
person
know.
I
We've
dealt
all
with.
had horror stories of
Yeah.
sending promotional.
So I made $300.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
even broke even.
But there was 12 people a night.
It's like my Edinburgh Fringe show in 2004.
I heard it's hard to get people out there.
A theater that held 105. I think the max.
How many
I had
shows do you have to
6.
do in those?
Almost 30. 30
That's too
30
much.
31
Like, do you
hours.
hate yourself after?
After the first week, you don't want to hear your own voice.
Holy fuck! Why do people do that?
Well, that's kind of the international hub for showcases for festivals and clubs around the world.
So it's a necessary thing to do if you want to get seen and known and build
Totally,
up.
and you've got, opposed to doing just for laughs, where you're limited to, if you're lucky enough, you get a nasty show where you're doing like 7 shows, opposed to doing galas and maybe a couple other best of the fest things.
Yeah.
This is an hour of you. You can create whatever you want under that timeline. in any form or another. So a lot of people, everything from puppets to PowerPoint presentations and
okay.
or more traditional stand-up things. So I took my Yuck Yucks club act to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
But don't they
with
want
no-
it to be a one-person show rather than a stand-up act?
Yeah, well, they have it really. You got to think of it if it's because you as a touring club act showing up at the Fringe Festival, you'll see the touring club acts. You'll see the muscle memory of playing a comedy club environment opposed to being in an arts festival.
Right.
So I think from my perspective, it being an arts festival allows you to put all the bells and whistles on as you should to expand and build those ideas more broadly.
So you did it every year for how many years?
Oh, I only did it 1 year. I went up.
So you need to do it every year to build a fan base.
Yeah, there's some people who've gone on to do that, but you got $30,000 to spend every year?
No.
Because that's what it costs.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, like people like either make or break.
Yeah.
Even there, right?
I
Or
lost,
lose or-
I think only $3,000 or 2,500.
That's not bad.
2,500 pounds. At the end of it, not including the work I didn't do during that month. So, but it's not a financial thing. It's really you're going to the Olympics. The most broad, as far as a live performer, you can't go to a more poignant place in the world. Edinburgh Fringe Festival. It was very difficult. It's a hard grind, man. It's doing, it's like doing 10 years of comedy in LA in a month.
I heard you could just make. It's better to do the free Fringe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
become very
make-
popular. Like I haven't been there since 2004, so a lot of people I know, probably the majority of the people I know over the last 5 or 10 years, have been going through the free Fringe. It just takes some of the financial burden off of, you've got to rent a house or a room, and they've tripled the rent, and they go on holidays, and you're paying like $3,000 a month for a little kind of shitty room in a house.
What other countries would you like to go to that you haven't gone? Because you did Moscow, right?
I did Moscow.
How's that?
I bombed on a TV show. It was awesome. Moscow was great. It was probably one of the few countries I've been to that, it was fucking cold. It was like minus 25 snow.
Right.
December. I think it was mid.
But they obviously speak English at the show because you're doing a show there.
That's what I thought.
Oh my God! How'd you get that gig, by the way?
I don't know. Sometimes I get these random, like I remember getting contacted by HBO through MySpace at one point. Like I don't really have any representation. My social media and my website has everything that's there. I'm not trying to misrepresent myself anyway. I put all the colors up there, and so people go to that or they'll message me through my website.
Right. So you got there, and then they didn't speak English.
There was 3 tapings, 2 Russian shows, and then an international show with a Swedish, Danish, Canadian. I think there might even have been an American act on the show. And they said a separate audience would be brought in that was bilingual. And this show was,
How bad was it?
Dude, it was. You know what?
That's
in my
hilarious.
defense, regardless of the communication issues with the language, because I literally stopped and I go, how many people here speak English by a show of hands? 7 people in the back.
Holy shit.
Keep in mind, there's only maybe about 90 people in the audience, maybe 100 people. And but the set was good. It looked cool. It was a mid-sized venue for a TV special. This is kind of the first international endeavor. I was the first Canadian, I think, to perform on Russian television.
That's they aired it. They aired your bomb.
That's what I heard.
So you have
The Swedish
access to this tape?
The Swedish guy says he saw a clip online, but I don't know Russian language enough to how to do the searches. Regardless, they had this fucking knucklehead rockabilly band, Russian rockabilly band, that were playing in between the acts. Well, these fucking cunts, 2 guys with the mics and their bullshit, and they're talking to each other in Russian over the mic.
Oh my God! Whoa.
And I'm like,
while you're on?
Well, I'm on. The show started 2 hours late. It was cold in the room. Like the people were with their jackets on, waiting for about 2 hours before the show started.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
It was a recipe for disaster.
I love it. I love that.
It was the fact that
To the
I had
show?
to get a visa and fly to Russia to go bomb. I can do that in any club in Hollywood.
Was it at least fun to go check out the sites?
Totally. I loved it.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
good.
was only there for 3 days, and I really just, the temperatures were so cold. I went and saw Robin, the Swedish pop star.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, the promoter goes, I don't know if you're into this stuff, but do you want to come and see Robin?
I saw your Sweden taping. That was good.
The naked one?
It was in front of like the reward ceremony.
Oh, that was in Denmark.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's different.
That single performance allowed me to do theaters there every other year.
Do you still get to go back there?
I was just there.
So
I've been back a month.
Okay, so
I was in Sweden and
You make your
Denmark.
money going there,
Yeah, I make no money in the United States.
right? So you go there to make your money.
Totally.
And then
And
you can-
and to do good comedy for my audience. I have a massive following all over Scandinavia and parts of the UK and stuff. So the fans that come to see me in those places are very specific. A lot of neck tattoos and stuff like that. It looks like a methadone clinic, but they're my fans.
Right.
But in Europe it's a little more broader. Like mothers and kids will come to the shows and stuff like that too. So
That's crazy. I heard you did some. What was that club in Spain?
in Malaga,
They with the facial recognition, they don't laugh. They try not to laugh, or they charge you per laugh. Did you do that club
no, in Spain.
Yeah.
I've only done.
You did
I've done
Spain,
I
right?
did a couple of gigs. I used to book a gig in Malaga
So
for about a year.
There is a comedy club in what's the capital called? Madrid.
Madrid? Is there now?
Yeah.
Have you guys done it?
No.
Uh-huh.
This is what they say, and then you can check this up with this online. They scan your face, and
Is this a government thing in Spain?
No, it's a comedy club that's run by independent owners,
Uh-huh.
not the government. And the amount of laughs that you give out is what you pay. It's 20 cents a laugh. The average person pays $20.
How did they measure that on some sort of barometer?
Yeah, some
Machine?
computer just
Get
scans
the
everybody.
fuck out of here.
That's what they said.
That's terrible.
And the computer recognizes your laugh. Your computer recognizes your laugh, and then
And
they
that's
charge
how
per
they.
laugh.
Yeah, but the laughs are not key to the performance of a comedian. Part of the mechanics of it, I don't even know.
Yeah,
That doesn't
I
even
don't
make
know how they
sense to
charge
me.
it.
I would never put myself in a position to have somebody measure my worth by laughter, because I wouldn't get paid.
Bro.
Yeah, because
It's economically
you're more like
feasible.
a horror movie.
Yeah, my friend in England said, he goes, your comedy's a lot like being strangled and having your asshole fingered at the same time. It's kind of uncomfortable at first, but then you slip into it. You kind of settle in.
Yeah, because
Let it
you're
ride.
more you're more like, hey guys, when you first started, and now it's more like, hey, you piece of crap. like there's no more. I don't.
Because I used to more pander. I didn't really have a lot of
Hi.
examples. Yeah, I want their attention and then try and get them on this kind of uplifting, crazy.
You know what my
train.
favorite thing you used to do? When you used to go take the mic stand and like, look at this, please. It's like we're doing a comedy in a wicker basket,
Oh,
and then you're like, it's like the bumper cars in the Jimmy, look out!
Yeah. They were very short bursts of energies that are like like those little ladyfinger firecrackers.
Yeah,
That's what it
But they were
was.
specific to the club because you couldn't do that in any other club.
No.
Like when I would, there's this one comic that he does a joke about because he's so tall he touches the roof and he goes
Bronson?
no, but he goes like, oh my god, this club's so small. It's like, and he kills, and then we did the club, the roof's too high for him to touch, and he did okay.
Yeah.
And it's like, see, you can't bring those with you.
No. It's like the fat thing, or if you kind of stand under specific flags and you can't fly them in the environment that you're used to working in, then the whole thing falls apart.
Yeah, and if you travel enough, you realize there's only certain things you can actually work on now. Like you can't. When someone stays in a city that they started and doesn't move too much, they find out right away they don't have 45 when they leave.
Yes.
It's like, wow,
Yes.
I need an hour and a half.
Just because
Yeah.
they're beloved by the comedy community, that's another thing too. It's not a team sport either.
It's kind of
You have
like,
some friends.
what do you think about the alt scene out here?
I've hated it since. It's part of the reason I moved to LA from New York is when I'd first gone there. I think I was living there. I'd go into these comedy booked shows and looking around, I'm like, I could kill everybody in this room with my bare hands. I don't like those odds.
Well,
I like the sense of fear and something to push against.
I find that,
And then vegan, Mumford & Son, go fuck yourself, kids.
yeah. But there's always good comics that come from all those environments. Like there's at least 2% that's amazing, but the rest of the 80-90% are so like they think they're in this special kind of category.
Well, yeah, it's that communal clique that doesn't really work anywhere else. You push those kids in any other environment.
And the ones that actually work become mainstream. I don't know any comic.
That's another reason I'm here, is to kill them. My whole demeanor, especially being from doing so much comedy under an audience that embraces my ideas and my thing.
What you do?
To bring that here, it's like a hate crime.
Yeah,
they're very upset. I love it. I'm tearing up.
Yeah.
I like it. See, they have something to lose. I have nothing to lose.
That's a good way to go on stage with that mentality.
It's
because you're already the starting from zero. Like, you know what? You do well when it's the shittiest spot at fucking Parlor. Like I'm like, nobody.
I either bomb there too. It started again. Jay's doing it once a month now.
Oh, that's cool.
That is good.
I'm gonna go there.
You've performed. I think.
I've never done. I mean,
You never done
out there a lot, but I never gone up there.
Ron's, you've done it.
Yeah, with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I told him. I go, this guy's fine, and then you rocked it.
I think I can't remember. You know what? I did like 3 or 4. He didn't remember the first time I did it. The first time I did it,
He's not that he didn't remember. He just doesn't care.
Well, I bombed so bad that he didn't.
You bombed there?
I said I fired D'Elia when he was across the street was an actual billboard of his face. So, and you could look out the window and see him.
Yeah,
like in the billboard,
yeah.
And he's like, "Look," and then. The audience was Hollywood.
They love
actors.
status here.
Oh my god! So he killed. And then I went up and I probably got like 4 laughs. He said it wasn't as bad as it was, but and then Jay didn't see me for 3 years after at the Ice House, and he goes, "Man, what's your name?" I go, "Ron." It's like, "Would you like to play my place in Parlor?" Hey man. And I'm like, he totally forgot.
Yeah.
It's like Jamie Masada. When I first walked into Jamie Masada's office in 2001, I gave him a VHS tape to watch. And he's like, "Where's your DVD, buddy?" And I go, "I don't have one." And I came back after an hour, and he wasn't there, and Cecily was there, and it was in the garbage. And he goes,
"Really?"
Yeah. And I'm like, well, he didn't like it? And she's like, "Oh, it's in the garbage. Do you put things in the garbage you like?" I'm like, "Why are you being sarcastic?" And
hold on. That's what he said that to you?
Cecily said that to me. And I go, "Where's Jamie?" He was like, "He said it was garbage and he left." And after I took the tape back and
you're picking your career up out of the trash.
Like
that's humbling.
Yeah. And I go outside and I see him at that deli.
Yeah. Greenblatt's.
Yeah. And he had this package of food that he left with, and I'm like, "You didn't like it?" And he was like, "You're garbage."
He said you're garbage?
Yeah. He goes, "Buddy, we have so many better Filipino comedians than you. We have Joe Coy, we got Edwin San Juan, we got a 4-year-old girl who
juggles.
What's her name?
And she's not even Asian. She just squints a lot.
It was Tran. Rosie Tran. Rosie Tran's better than you. I was like, I just met Rosie. And then, so
he said you're crap.
Yeah. And so I go in my cousin's car, and she's like, "How'd it go?" And I was like,
crying?
Pretty much. There was a couple tears.
But you're so blindsided by the lack of respect.
Well, 2001.
Grab a hold of him, Ron, and just fucking...
I gave him my Comedy Now. I thought the Comedy Now is on stage. He thought it was garbage. So 5 years later, Ruben Paul calls me up. Ruben Paul calls me up and he goes, "Hey man, my friend can't make this showcase in Long Beach that Jay Massad's putting in. We need somebody to cover him." So I go in. He walks around first he's like, "Is so and so here?" "Yeah." "So is our Kira some televisions here?" Blah, blah. And then he looks at me. He's like, "What's your name?" I go, "Ron Josol." He's like, how come I know you from somewhere? I go, this is what came out of my mouth. Russell Peters. I just said Russell Peters.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah, you're his friend, right? I go, yeah, okay.
Isn't that weird?
I go up, destroy. He was like, buddy, I want to manage you. Like it was.
I remember we talked shortly after
He
that.
forgot about that. So when people say you go to LA and you can only be invited and you have to kill when you're here, that's bullshit because that was the 80s when there was 14 comics. Now there's 10,000.
Yeah.
And they all look the same.
Yeah.
And he won't remember and they won't remember. So you can come now. You got don't be fucking scared to come here.
That's
You can
why I was
develop it.
going and leaving, and I wasn't getting any traction. So I stay here for the 6 months.
Which is a good idea if you bomb. Every time I bombed, I run out of the fucking club so they would forget me.
Yes, out
If
of
I
sight, out of
kill,
mind.
I would stick around and get some other gig.
would see, on the road outside of America, what's like the bomb in a country that you were just like, fuck.
Oh man,
I thought this was going to be perfect.
I followed the best comedian in Philippines in what's the festival?
Is that Alex Calleja?
Was he speaking English?
LOL Fest.
We did in my hometown. So we did 2 shows there. The first one I followed him easily. There was
Cebu, right? Yeah.
and then the second one, that was my mom's hometown before she died like a couple months before that.
Did you specifically book a gig to kind of go visit your?
No.
Or it just happened to work out that way.
I've been there every year for 5 years straight doing shows. Magners is a festival. You should check that out. You know Magners?
Yeah, the drink, beer?
Yeah,
Magners?
they do a huge fest now. 5 countries or 4 countries?
Yeah.
Philippines,
I started
Hong Kong.
in England.
England, yeah.
They had when I lived there, they were doing managers call me Magners.
Magners.
It's a cider.
Yeah,
beer.
yeah.
It tastes quite nice actually with some ice.
Good. Yeah, everybody drinks beer with ice there in Asia. But
You're not a big drinker. I've never really ever seen you fucked up.
I am. I'm fucked up right now, dude.
No, not on weed.
I do edibles constantly, right? But I also drink after shows.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Only here. I don't do it in Toronto because I have to drive an hour back home.
That's why I quit drinking. Well, not
Yeah.
the driving aspect of it. It was easier, except there's so much downtime, man. There's such the hang-arounds stuff is mind crushing. So I drink all the time.
Well, I don't mind having a couple of drinks. I don't get fucked up. But when I play Vegas, I'm usually fucked up.
Yeah. Well, that's why you go. Keep
Thursday,
it real.
Friday, Saturday, man.
You don't go to Vegas to get your shit together.
I love Vegas. I go there every 2 months.
Do you?
Yeah, I do two clubs.
Let me know when you're going. I like to make a road trip with you.
You destroy there.
I can't get booked there. No one wants to book me.
Harry Basil likes you.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. You just don't call him back.
No. He offered me a guest spot.
You have to do it clean, though.
Yeah, I'm not doing clean.
I know. That's the problem. You have to do. But
why would I do clean?
I know. LA Comedy Club would love you.
Yeah, these are places I approached 3 or 4 years ago, and it was so nickel and dime and back and forth that I was just like, it's not worth it for me.
Just come next time. I'm there every 2 months. Pick a month. Come with me.
That'd be cool, but I
Get some edibles in you because it's free. You can walk
I have a
down
lot
the
of
street.
friends there, and I enjoy. When I first went, Russell was doing the Vegas Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
That is right.
Yeah, that was-
With Jim Norton and
It was like 2008 or 9. 2008. That was when I first met you, and you had grills
yeah,
grills.
that's
Yeah, so you had grills on, and
Yeah.
you were on Russell's showcase, his show.
in Vegas.
Wasn't he there?
No, I was hanging.
Oh,
out.
you were just
I was
hanging out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
was in the Showtime.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
With Scott. Yeah.
was also in Vegas.
Tom Segura was on the show.
Yeah.
And Dom Rivera. I remember that. Yeah.
I came here.
When did you start going down to LA? I know you went in '97, but I mean when you lived.
No. I didn't go. The first time I came
It's
to
a documentary.
LA was the National Film Board of Canada was doing that thing
Yeah, yeah.
in 2000.
Sean Magender
2001.
got a TV show out of it, I think.
Yeah, he was with Cedric the Entertainer show. Yeah, I stayed with him when he just got it.
Oh, wow.
He's like, I'm fucked. Like, I got no money. My rent's due. If I don't really get this,
How talented is that guy?
it's great.
He's really talented.
I appreciate him. He was the only guy that came up to me after my Gemini Award and genuinely,
Yeah, I even walked past you. No, I'm joking. Yeah.
He was cool. He was cool.
So when
Sean
that
Fraser.
was 1998.
No, that was the Gemini Award was 2001.
All right. And then when did you move here?
I won. The National Film Board of Canada was following me and Nikki and Dave and all that around that time, and I came here. Judy Brown from Power Entertainment. She was on the board for the Aspen Festival. Was up looking at people in Toronto for the upcoming Aspen shows.
That's HBO, right?
Yeah. So she said, I don't have a place for you, but I'd like to manage you. So I started making my first trip to LA, I think was 2001 at Dublin's, where I met Bobby Ralphie.
Dane's Room.
Alonzo,
Jay Vegas' big room.
Stanhope, and it was like legit.
I know.
Legit.
Across from Miyagi's.
I was stoked. Lachlan, I met around that time.
Good looking.
Fucking chiseled. And how nice.
How nice is that guy?
He's the best. And he's an assassin. When he was doing the Last Comic Standings, the guy would just come out as a 10 every time. He's banter and stuff. I'm like, this kid has got a
He's such a nice guy.
And a great comic.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were we talking about? ADD.
Then you moved back. You moved here full time when your dad died, I think.
No. I've been here since my dad died in
2010?
9 years ago. The year I moved here.
In 2009 you moved here? Or 2007 you moved here?
Yes.
Holy shit.
I think December 2007.
See, I always came back and forth every 3 months since 2001.
I was doing that.
Back and forth every 3 months.
I was doing Sweden, and then just because I hate it. Well, not necessarily. That first year in LA, going from a heavy touring schedule to virtually purgatory and nameless, I needed and hanging out with all these fucking knuckleheads and just being in a weird community that had no honor or values whatsoever. Nobody was really liable for anything, and anything. I was quickly learning that everything coming out of everyone's mouth was
here?
Diapers. Yeah. So I love the lifestyle and the genuine say what you mean kind of shit that you get in like Sweden and stuff like that.
They're nicer there, I found. It's nice. I thought I heard something.
The cops are here.
All right, this is where we close it. Would you? This is becoming an interview.
Questions?
Oh yeah.
For me.
Remember you had that joke about when you come, it only goes like it doesn't squirt as far as it normally does.
The yellow tear of shame is
that true?
No, I have to put a slice of ginger in my ass just to make the distance.
Why ginger?
It kind of stimulates. It gets me, a seat on the bus.
Okay, cool.
You want to know what my arc is on my cum shot?
You said
I could probably get it over the table, but I have to do some stretching and stuff like that first.
No, but you said it doesn't go that far no more.
I lied. It's a joke.
Okay, good.
And it doesn't go. I
thought you had dick problems.
I'm not. You know what? Knock on wood. That's my dick. I think my lifestyle has allowed me to still stay in this body. I'm 46 in December.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I was happy birthday.
50 and 40 years. But
unreal.
I'm a young man.
We all are.
Yeah.
You started comedy at 26? No, 24.
June 20th, 95.
Okay, let's see if my math is correct. June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. That's when I started, so 9 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, after you did.
That's crazy. But you were just in Africa?
Oh, yeah.
You ever have a condom break?
Dude, you know what? I got so scared because everyone kept telling me about the HIV rates, dude. I was like, man.
White people don't get AIDS. So that's on you, buddy.
I was like, I'm not hooking out after any of these shows, man. That's all I ever talked about was like HIV this, HIV that.
Yeah, but you got to carry that with anything. Anybody.
Yeah, they just said
everybody has AIDS.
The rate is so high over there, they were saying.
Yeah, I know, but you're not walking through a township with an open mouth and your dick in your hand going, I wonder what I can pick up here.
Yeah, it was crazy, but it was fun though, man. I had a blast.
I'm dying to go back.
Yeah, I mean, so I did 17 countries this month, and I want to say South Africa was probably like my favorite this year. It was awesome, man.
Well, this would be a good time to plug some dates. Do you guys have stuff coming up? Not like you're a double act or something. Don't you guys do that? You guys are called Two-Man Pyramid?
I'm going to be in Reno.
Oh, you're doing Reno.
I'm gonna be in Reno doing. We're gonna be doing the both clubs, competing clubs
At the same weekend?
Same week, yeah, in December. So I'm gonna be in Reno for like 5 weeks sporadically from now until New Year's Eve. The Reno Tahoe Comic Club, and then Ron's gonna be at Laugh Factory, right? Yeah.
Nice.
There. First week of December.
Yeah. Reno.
First week of December to Reno. Yeah. So it's
Opening for Moz.
Oh yeah, that's right. Irvine Improv this week. Maz Jabrani,
Nice.
Yeah.
I like Maz. I've known
He's
him
cool
for
dude.
a long time, too.
really nice guy.
Very cool guy. Where can people get a hold of you?
JustinRivera.com has all my social media on there: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and then Ron's on Facebook, Instagram.
Ron Josol 1, the number, not the word 1, and just Ron Josol for hotmail.com. No, Ron Josol at Facebook.
I know. Do you have a website?
No, I don't need it no more.
That's weird.
Yeah, like
I like the craft of it.
You have one?
Yeah.
Okay, see,
I spent a lot of time on it.
You do. Yours is awesome. I remember you had it early. You spent a lot of money on it when
yeah.
Now you don't need to. But
No.
how do you do that now? Can I get one easily right now?
Yeah, you go, obviously.
You could make it a Squarespace.
Squarespace.
Yeah, but how do you do yours now?
I get all the content together and put them in folders, and then I Dropbox them to somebody who knows how to install it. I'm meticulous. Every inch of that thing is been my direction.
I think I would have gotten so much more work if I kept up my website. It's just
YouTube seems to be enough.
You know what?
Because
and
it's
Facebook.
a click thing. They're not looking how many website visits you're looking at. They're looking at, can this man draw?
When I've never even did 8x10 since 1997 or cards. I've never had a card. Mm-hmm. You know, I think if I became famous or got a following, then I would probably do those things. I mean, all the other stuff is so unnecessary. You want an 8x10? I'll print something from my fucking
because nobody
Facebook.
Wants anything in their hand anymore.
No.
It's in and out the back
It is.
immediately.
It's a different time, man.
It's in and then whatever's next. It's the information's coming in so quickly. People don't even care to digest it anymore. So a photograph is clutter. Yes. They're like, what are it? So, where are you gigging?
So this week, I'm from Thursday to Saturday, I'm opening for Maz Jabrani.
Very cool.
And then the week after, I'm going to be in Vegas, LA Comedy Club, the 20th to the 27th.
Cool.
In Stratosphere.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then the week after, I'm going to be in Reno, Nevada, doing Laugh Factory.
Awesome.
From the 5th to the, I don't know, that first week of.
How do people find your dates? They don't.
They don't.
Okay. Anyway,
I'm
sure they can tweet. You can tweet Ron Josol and ask him when he's got upcoming shows in the world.
Well, let's do this again, and I hope I want to start a podcast.
We haven't even started recording yet.
Damn it!
But December 1st, I'm in Arizona.
Oh, where are you?
Glendale, Arizona, off the cuff.
Jimmy Earl.
With
Yoshi.
Yeah, is it okay? Cool. I sent him a press package and stuff. He seemed kind of.
They actually canceled my spot because of you, but thank you.
Really?
No.
Phoenix, Arizona, December 1 and 2. Harvell's in Long Beach for the Naughty Show, December 2nd, and then my next big show is April 5th at Yuck Yucks Vancouver.
No way.
We've got some stuff to fill up over the next 5 months. I think I might go to Vegas.
I'm going to be in Vegas New Year's.
Are you?
Yeah.
It's my birthday.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah. I'm 477. Maybe you know my birthday's New Year's.
I didn't know it was New Year's.
We spent like
I thought it was
New Year's
I thought it
at
was
least together.
I thought it was June the 6th at 6 o'clock.
Malachi.
Outlander. Yeah.
I'm going to be in Denmark in June and September of next year. I got some cool stuff coming up. I like to thank everyone. I know this all sounds fucked up and we're all over the place, but I do appreciate the few listeners that I do have here, and there's going to be some exciting stuff coming up in the new year, especially around September, October. I'll give you more information about that. Check me out on the Instagram, Twitter, all that. It's Jason Rouse 666. Ron,
thank you for having me, man.
And it's so it's cool to run in like these weird social circles that we kind of go through and run into people over and over again. And thanks for being on the show.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
He thinks